So yesterday we were on Samich. Today's daf is Samich Dalid. Yesterday we saw these two psukim. Ki tenish. This is speaking about a shomer. Ki tenish el reyeyu kesav kelim lishmar v'gunam beis ish im yimatzi aganav yishalim shnayim. If you find the ganav, you pay double. Im lo yimatzi aganav, then nikra bal b'isel kim. Now, and he's also going to pay double, as it says at the end of the pasuk, yishalim shnayim l'reyehu. This second pasuk, Im lo yimatzi aganav, is speaking about a tayin ganef. You know why you didn't find the ganef? Because he's the ganef. But the first pasuk, where it says Im yimatzi ganef, there's a machloikis. Is that speaking about tayin ganef, or it's speaking about what? A regular ganef. So yesterday we said, you know what? Bishlam in Lamandi Yom, it's speaking about ganef atzmoi, so I need two psukim. But Lamandi Yom says tayin ganef. Why do you need two psukim to tell me the same thing? So we said the first pasuk is to teach me that if you tainis avad, only if you tainis ganef do you pay kefil. If the shomer says it was lost and then it found out he ate it, he wouldn't pay kefil. Now the Madiyamu says it's speaking by the ganef atzmai. Where does he know that from? He knows it from the word. It could have said ganef, and it says, guys, ha ganef. So it says the extra hay to teach me that you would not pay tainis avad. Like the Madhyama who says it's both speaking by Toyin Tanis Ganef. What does it do with the extra hay? It says that to teach me that he pays Dalit V'Hei, that Toyin Tanis Ganef pays Dalit V'Hei. Where does the one who says Ganef Atzmo that from? That Toyin Tanis Ganef pays Dalit V'Hei. He learns it from a Hekesh. Just like a Ganef pays Dalit V'Hei, so too Toyin Tanis Ganef pays Dalit V'Hei. And that's where we left off over there, okay? So we're picking it up. And we had a Kasha, Shua, not Shua, and we're picking it up over there. So we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines from the bottom. We're up to 6 lines from the bottom. And Rabbi Avi is coming on right now. We'll wait for a second for him. Okay, Rabbi Avi, we're beginning 6 lines from the bottom. We're beginning right now. Bishlema lemanda amar chad beganev v'chad b'toyin tainis ganef. Like the Mandi Omer again, we have two psukim, right? One that teaches me Tainus Ganef, one teaches me not Tainus Ganef. So we have two separate psukim. So I understand, right? Shapir, that Vishnei Mandi Omer Chad Beganef Gan B'Toyin Tainus Ganef Shapir. El Mandi Omer Travayu B'Toyin Tainus Ganef Ganef Atzma Minole. So it's a very, very, very funny thing. Now, it can't be to teach me that a Ganef himself pays kefil. It can't be that. In other words, Bishlema Mandiyama, guys, I shouldn't have closed this up so quick. Bishlema, like this Mandi Amar, who says this is speaking about Imimatze a Ganef, speaking about a Ganef, and Imlo Yimatze is speaking about Tayin Tainus Ganef. So I have that you pay kefil. It says Yishalim Shnayim. And over here it says Yishalim Shnayim. But Mot Madiyama, who says it's both speaking about Toyin Tainus Ganef. How do you know a regular Ganef? Now, how do you know a regular Ganef what? Right? How do you know a regular Ganef what? That he doesn't pay kefil? It's fair to say that. So here's the kasha, guys. These are psukim Zayin and Ches. This is pasuk Gimel, the same parsha. Imimatze timatze biyadai hageneva. If you find the geneva in his hands. So you have over here, you have a Mefurish pasuk that says that a ganef, a regular ganef, pays kefil. Good. So that can't be the Gemara's kasha. What's the Gemara's kasha? If you look over here, shor, chamar, se. These things are all what? Alive. So we want to know one thing. We began the perik, fellas. Meruba midas kefil mimidas dalad v'hei. What was the maruba? That kefil is by everything, not just living things, but everything. And dalad v'hei is only by living things, specifically a shar and a set. The Gemara's kasha now, fellas, is according to Madi Omar that this pasuk is speaking about Toyin Tainus Ganef, and this pasuk is speaking about Toyin Tainus Ganef. Ganef himself. How do you know that it's l'chol davar? You can't tell me that it's from this pasuk. So from this pasuk I know it pays kefil, I only know he pays chayfel in things that are similar to shor, chamor, and seh, which are alive. How do I know he pays chayfel by every single thing? That's the Gemara's kasha. Guys, you got it? You got it? Okay, Baruch Hashem. So, Fred the Gemara. Elamandi Amat Travayu b'Tani Tanis Ganef. That these two psukim are speaking Tani Tanis Ganef. Ganef atzmai minole that you pay that it's by all everything and not just living things. And you can't tell me the pasuk of the Yumatzi Timatze because that's only speaking about living things. And if you're going to tell me, learn it out from a Kal V'Chaymer of Tayin Tainus Ganif, no, it's just like Tayin Tainus Ganif applies to everything, right? Just like Tayin Tainus, we said I'll call the Rabesha applies to everything. So to this applies to everything. Just like Tayin Tainus Ganif only pays kefil b'shvua, Avkam, so too b'shvua. So therefore, how do you know a ganef by all living things pays kefil? By all, everything, not non-living things, everything. It says Gemara nafkale mit the Tani de Bechizkiya. We learn it out from the Tani de Bechizkiya. Now the Tani Bechizkiya is going to take us down a whole omid. It's going to take us down a whole omid, and to understand it, you have to see this pasuk, guys. Here it is in front of you. Memorize it. Im timatze biyadai. If you find it in his hands, hageneva. Mishar ad chamor ad se chayim shnayim yishalim. Good. So initially, the Gemara is going to say that we have a klalu prato klal. Hageneva is a klal, anything that's stolen. Shor chamor ad se prat chayim, any living thing. So the havamina is this is a klalu prato klal. Good. Very good. Says the Gemara inside. Where do you know that a ganif, the regular ganif, is on anything, not just living things like a shar, a chamar, and seh, but anything? We know from the Tana Bechizkiya. The Tana Bechizkiya, yoima shar ugeneva, ve'akol bichlal. Now, guys, the havamina of the Gemara is, guys, it's you say shar and geneva. Now, look at the order, fellas. Look at the order of the pasuk. I have it in front of you. Look at the order. It says geneva first, and then it says shar, right? But the Gemara now throws it around. It says shar, and then it says geneva. So it says the Gemara. Now, what I'd like to do is read through quickly the Tana de Bechizkiya, because the Gemara is going to then go over and explain it. So I'm going to go over a little quickly now, and then we'll go explain it. It says shar geneva v'akol b'chlal. Everything is in the chal, every single thing. Ilu kach, if that was true, I would say ma prat mefurish karav l'gavim mizbeach. I would say hageneva is every living thing, but no, the prat says a shar which is born in the mizbeach. Af kol karav l'gavim mizbeach. Okay, so to anything that's born in the mizbeach, you pay kefil. What else can be born in the mizbeach? What would you include from the word shar? You would include seh, amid aleph, because the seh is born in the mizbeach. Therefore, you didn't have to say in this pasuk, fellas, seh. Haseh Amar, Sarah said in the word shar, because they're both born in the mizbeach. Amani Mekayim Geneva. Why do I say the word Geneva? The Rabbi is the chol davar. This include everything. Yom Shar v'seh v'Geneva v'akol b'chlal. Now we have seh, shar, and Geneva. Everything's there. Ilu kacha you see Omer ma'apat mefurish davar kodesh b'bechayra. I would say just something that's. What would it come to include? Just like a shar and a seh are born mizbeach and kodesh b'bechayra. Of course, I didn't need seh to teach me mizbeach. I have that from shar. So I have the word seh to teach me. Oh, must be to add things that it's shaykh to kedusha b'chayra. I've called davar kodesh b'bechayra. So too careful would apply to anything that is shaykh kedusha's b'chayra. Ma yesh l'chol lehevi. What possibly could you include? Chamor. Didn't come to go ahead. Why include chamor? Because it's kodesh as b'chayra. Therefore, when you said chamar, harichamar amar, hamani mekayim geneva, the rabbi is called dava. Okay. Now yoyma shor v'chamar sev v'geneva v'akol b'chal. The ilu kacha you see oimer maha prat mefurish balichayim. Guys, all shor chamar they're alive. Av kol balichayim. My yesh kol lehevi shar balichayim. Kishur mechayim harichayim amar. Guys, look at the pasuk, right? Look at the right in front of you. Imatzi to biyadei hageneva. Mishar would teach me mizbeach. Chamar would teach me b'chayra. Seh would teach me b'chayra. Chamar would teach me kol bali chayim. Right? Chamar would teach me anything that is bali chayim. Now you say the word chayim over here. Hari chayim Omar already was included when you learned it out from the word chamar. Hamani mekayim geneva. The rabbi is called davar. That's the Tana B'Yechizkiah. So from that limit, I'm going to learn every single thing that is Shayach Chefel by every single thing. Now, Omamar, going over the Brisa, guys, okay? Now we're going to explain it. I have the pasuk in front of us. I think it's very, very helpful. Omamar, Yoima Shor V'Geneva. Now, guys, look at the order, fellas. It's not Shor V'Geneva, it's Geneva V'Shor. Now, Geneva is the klal. You can see this on the screen? You can see it? Can't see it? What? You couldn't see that on the screen at all?
The psukim we did yesterday are on the screen. The pasuk gimel is not on the screen.
Either roll it up or maybe shrink it.
How about now? Is it on the screen?
Yes.
Now it's on the screen.
Okay. I don't know, I messed it up. I don't know, I messed it up.
You just had it before.
Now it's good. Now you can see it now? You can't see it? Okay. Let me.
You're not sharing. You have to share.
We're sharing now? Okay.
Right. We see most of Gimel. We don't. Yeah, we see Gimel and the beginning of Dalet.
Okay, that's what I want you to see. I want you to see Gimel. So, guys, here's what we did so far. I mean, we want to know the following. By Geneva, how do you know by Stama Geneva it's on everything, correct? Good? So now, we're dashing now this the following way. The word Geneva is the klal. Shor is a prat. That would only include Mizbeach, right? So what do I need Sef for? I know Seh is included. That would include B'chayra. I know Chamor is B'chayra. What does that include? It includes what? Bali Chayim. What do we need Chayim for? I know for that from Chamor. So it must be to include everything. Good? And right now you would know Geneva by everything. Yes? That's the Tana B'Yechizkiah. Now, we're going back over it because this didn't make so much sense. You said over here the word Geneva and the word Shar, correct? But you darshan it Shar and Geneva. You switch this order over here, guys, right? You with me? So look, Omamar, back in the Gemara. Let's keep it. You'll be able to focus on the screen and go in the Gemara. Omamar, Yoima Shar v'Geneva. It should say Shar v'Geneva, right? Now, Mikasiv Shar v'Geneva. It doesn't say Shar v'Geneva. Geneva v'Shar hu d'chsiv. Okay, so guys, outside. Look at Rabbi Stern. Outside. We can have three things. We can have a klalu prat, a prat klal, or a klal prat klal. Each one. Klal prat, ein bechlal alamasha beprat. You have a rule, then you have a definitive, a prat, specific. The only thing that's in this klal is the prat. You have a klal prat klal. The second klal comes to include more. You're not limited to the prat. You're going to go ahead and extend anything that's ke'ena prat, similar to that. Then you have the very rare prat klal. Prat specific and a klal afterwards. If that's the case, it includes everything. Because by the klal coming, it overrides the prat. So now, the Geneva over here is the klal. The shor is the prat. You darshan it shor Geneva. So that would mean not limited to shor. That would be a prat klal, correct? So now the Gemara is going to go vacillate between the ways. So let's see it inside. Amamar, Yaim Shor Geneva, Miksiv Shor Geneva. It doesn't say Shor Geneva. Geneva v'Sharu d'chsiv. V'chitema ilu nemar kamar. If it would have said ilu nemar Shor v'Geneva, if it would have said for Shor and then Geneva, right? That would be a prat klal. Umi matzas amit maha prat mefurish. You can't say what's the prat coming to include. Have a shor prat. The shor will be the prat. Ugeneva klal, and the klal that follows the shor. Prat uklal. Nasa klal meisav ala prat. Visrabili kolmili. It would include everything. It won't be limited to shor. So the way that you wanted to say it, shor first, then geneva. If it would have said, it makes no sense. Ella must be kiddichsiv, the way it's written. Geneva v'shor. Now, Geneva v'shor, guys, is what? Is a klal prat. Could you say everything is in the klal of Geneva, guys? 1 second, fellas. What's the rule of klal prat? Ein bechlal el mashe beprat. Oy ma prat mefurish. Have like Geneva klal v'shor prat, klal prat, ein bechlal el mashe beprat, and not everything. Shor in midach minalo. So either way you're going to go, fellas. Shor Geneva, Geneva shor, you're in trouble. Either because it's including everything, or it's including only shor. So Amarava, you're right. It says Amarava, I'm going to make this a klal prat to klal. Tana achayim kosamachle uklal prat klal. So now, guys, watch. Geneva is the klal, shor is the prat, chayim is the klal. Klal prat to klal. Good. So in other words, we went from thinking it's a klal prat or prat klal. No, it's a klal and prat klal. Good. Now, here's the problem. It's not comparable, this klal to this klal, right? Why? This klal Geneva includes everything. This one, this klal is only what? Including something that's alive. So haloidami, this latter klal to the first klal. Look at Rashi, guys. Haloidami klal basra, loikayel ele balichayim, that only includes balichayim. The klal kama to the first klal, the mashma kol dava, that's mashma anything. Correct? Back in the Gemara. Haloidami they klal kama klal basra. Haloidami klal basra klal kama. Says, well, that's not a problem. Hatan Rabbi Shmuel, who the kiyagav medarish kala prati. Okay, it's like the Tana Rabbi Shmuel who darshans what. So we're going to darshan kala prat. In other words, even though this is more limiting than this, we'll still darshan kala prat to klal. And of a hok kashilei, here's the kasha to the Tana Rabbi Shmuel. Imimatze timatze lamali, right? Why do you need shar, chamar, se, chayim, se? And imatzi timatzi. What do you need that for? If I learn everything out from this klal pratu klal, why do I need this? And why do I need all? Why do I need? Sure, I need. Why do I need chamar v'seh? In other words, here the Gemara is fearing ois to Tana Rabbi Shmuel. That statement that they made, the Gemara is fearing ois. Here's the statement: Yoima shar ugeneva v'chayim. Guys, so watch. Look at the board. Yoima shar geneva. Chayim, you have klal pratu klal, v'hakol b'chlal, and everything is in there, right? However, it's not true. Ilu kena yisi oimer ma pam mefurish dava karvim mizbeach. Oh, it's only if you only put shar in there, you'd be something that's karvim mizbeach. Then you're going to put se in there. I said b'chayra. You're going to put chamar in there, right? That's the Gemara's fearing life now. It says the Gemara af kol karvim mizbeach. Ma yesh lehevi se. Kishoy meseh harisel amar. Amani mekayim geneva l'rabis kol davar. Yom geneva v'shav v'seh v'chayim v'kol b'chlal. Ilu kisi yoyma ma apam mefurish dava hakodesh b'bechayra. Av kol davar b'bechayra. Ma yesh lehevi chamar. Kishoy mechamar hari chamar ora. Amani mekayim geneva l'rabis kol davar. Yom geneva v'shav v'seh v'chamar v'chayim v'kol b'chlal. Ilu kain hayisi yoyma ma apam mefurish b'alechayim av kol b'alechayim. Ma yesh lehevi shar b'alechayim. And I'm Mekayim Geneva l'Rabbis Kol Dava. Okay, so now here's I just zoomed through it, but here's basically it. I should not need imatzi timatze. As a result of the klal prat of Geneva and Chayim, I can know everything. Let's go through it. If it only said shar, I know mizbeach, so I know seh because it says the mizbeach. If it says shar and seh, I'd only know something that's kedushas b'chayra. I would know chamar. If it say chamar. Shor chamar v'seh, I'd only know Bali Chayim. So the word Chayim is extra, right? What's the word Chayim extra? It must teach me the Rabbi everything. If it's the Rabbi everything, the kasha of the Tanavi Chaskel was, what's the Matzi Timatze? What does that come to teach me? Yes, Heshi. Actually, I can't read lips.
Well, how about odd in that pasuk? It's two odds. What does that play? How does that play in?
It plays in that it's there, but it doesn't. It's just it's linguistically correct, but it's not playing into a limud.
Okay.
Okay. So now says
You don't need himatze timatze to be yado to teach me that kefil only when it's found by him.
Okay, that's Gemara going to say at the end, guys. That's going to be at the end. Okay, very good. Gemara's going to have hang in there, Rabbi Avi. That's the Gemara's last question. We'll get there in probably about a half hour or so. That's the Gemara. Okay, so right now we have the Tana. In other words, Kishoy Mechayim Harechayim Hamami Mekayim Geneva. The Rabbi is called Davar. Imimatzi Tamatzi Lamali. So therefore, Amid Beis. Why do we need the himatze timatze? And as I learned from this pasuk, guys, I learned the stam geneva for everything. And let's chazariba. Let's chazariba. We went ahead and we had a kasha. How do we begin share today? One question. We know that toyin tainis ganif is on everything because of the limud. How do you know ganif atzma? Lot amanda omar that says both these psukim are speaking about toyin tainis ganif. Right? How do you know Ganaf Atzma is speaking about everything? How do you know Ganaf Atzma is speaking about everything? Right? How do you know Ganaf Atzma is speaking about everything? That's the Gemara's kasha. Okay. Says the Gemara, I know from the Tana B'Yechizkiah. What are we doing the Tana B'Yechizkiah? We went through this whole thing. And we said we have a klal pratu klal, geneva shor chamor sechayim to teach me what? Everything. And this is speaking about ganif. Good? That's where you know it from. Yes? In other words, we heard in the dialogue of the Tanad B'Chizkiah that a regular ganif is included in everything. In addition, there was a question that he asked. Now let's deal with the question. We dealt with the limud. Guys, listen, I'm saying very good now. I mean, I like the way I'm giving it. We had a kasha. How do you know ganif by everything? From the dialogue of Tanit B'Chizkiah, we just learned it out from klal pratu klal, correct? Now, but he has the kasha. The kasha has nothing to do with the limud. The kasha has nothing to do with the limud. Right now we're going back to his kasha. He has the kasha. Why do you need imatzi timatze? After all, I learned that klal pratu klal every single thing. And that answer of every single thing is answering the kasha I had in the first place, which is, how do you know ganef atzmoy is on everything, not just balei chayim? So we had a kalo pratu klal. Now that I have the kalo pratu klal, what do I do with him timsa biyadai? So now the Gemara accomplished what it wanted to accomplish, and now it's going to deal with its kasha. How we doing? Guys, you good? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. Now, what's the kasha? What do you do with the imatzi timatze? So, ihachi shapa kashalei, amid beis, yishum the islay pircha. Guys, you have a kasha. You should have asked me this kasha. Look at this. Here's your limud. Kenev is the klal. Chayim is the klal. Yeah? When you have a klal pratu klal, the first klal is minimized. It's a minimal because you have a prat afterwards. It's minimal. The next one comes to be marba, correct? The last klal, guys, look at me. If you only had a klalu prat, ein bechal masha prat, you'd only have the limitation to that. So obviously the last klal must be doing what? Expanding it, correct? More. Look at the word expanding. What's that word expanding? Chayim. But you want to say the word chayim is going to expand to include what? Everything, even something that's not alive. That's why you need imatzi timatze. In the klal pratu klal that you learned, your last klal still limits it to something that's alive. How could the word chayim include something that's not alive? That's geschmack as anything. Says the Gemara, Bishum the islay pircha, l'rabis kol dava mehecha kamaisi le, mechal basra, klola gufei chayim ksiv bei, kol pratu klal, mai kamahani le, Ilasli kol dava, a chayim kisiv, Balichayim in midiach min aloi. Mishum hachi yitzrich imi matzeh. You need imi matzeh. Okay, you need imi matzeh. Let's do Rashi. It's a beautiful Rashi, guys. Hachi gasinan. The Rabbi is called Dava. 2 lines down. Mehekre ma'isila klal basra klal gufa chayim ksivbei kloimar. It's the imi matzeh timatzeh. I need imi matzeh timatzeh. Di migeneva v'chayim derashta. If you're going to learn out from the klalu pratu klal of geneva and chayim, ikal mifrich shad devarim mehecha ma'isinalu. Where are you learning everything? Miklal basra, the word chayim, af kol klola, gufa chayim ksivbei. It's only said chayim. The kol hecha did ashin and klalu pratu klal, af kol michlal basra midrash. The word kol comes from the last basra, the last one. The klala kam lemautehu the asa, because the first klal is a miyat. The belav ihu avi prat uklal, because without it would be a prat klal. This rabbi kol mili, because you include everything. So by going ahead, guys, if you'd have right, look at the board. If you'd have a klal prat, right? What's a klal prat? What's prat klal? Right, include everything. So klal prat is a miyut. By putting the klal before the prat, it's mamayat. If you'd have a prat klal, it would include everything. Switching the order makes the klal more exclusive. Continues Rashi. Umahani klal kama lamute ma'idlei dami leila prata. And the first klal goes ahead and helps that mayat anything that's not similar to the prat. But the latter klal comes to be more inclusive. The lav ihu havle klalu prat ve'im b'chalal mashe b'prat. Hilkach loy dashina minei ela balichayim u'botele kalu prat and botele the kal prat afagav v'darsh tana v'yishmael ba'alma klola d'leidami hanimili ribuye midi dehavi b'chol bas. Okay, bottom line is from the word chayim. So that's the kasha, and that's why you need imatzi timatzei. Now here's the problem: how do you have a kal prat and imatzi timatzei? It's 2 klolim that are summed to each other. You have imatzi over here. Timatzeh, if you find it, timatzeh, so where's you have no prat in between, correct? Says the Gemara. Let's see it inside. Read the Gemara, kasha. Bahani shtei kolos the samchi adadi ninu amravina kidaami b'marava. Like they said in Eretz Yisrael, kol makam shatam maitzi shnei klalois. Anytime you find 2 klalim that are next to each other, hasmuchim zelazeh hittel prat beinehem. Put a prat between them. V'doinim b'chalu prat, and then dashin is a chalu prat. Shadi shad now. Now we're going to do each one. We're going to stick each one of these guys. We're going to stick between imi matzi timatzeh. Good. Let's see it. Says the Gemara. Shadi shad b'ini matzi timatzeh lasuye mai ilasuye balchai mechayim nafka. You already learned that out from mechayim. Ela lasuye dava shein balchayim v'darish hachi. Ma problem furish dava matatel v'gufay mamin. I've called dava amatel v'gufay mamin. Good. So in other words, I learned that anything that's movable. The su shadi chamar ben imatzi timatzei lasuy mai ilasuy dava shein v'alichayim mishar nafka. I learned that from Shar. Elasuy dava mesuyim. It must be something that has a simin. Yihachi selonly. Okay, so now if I go ahead and put Shar between here, I learn out anything that's. I have Chaim to teach me Bal Chai. Shor in here would teach me what? It would teach me that Davar Matatl V'Gufay Mamin. And if I had Seh and Chamor would teach me something that has a simin. Seh, I have no limit for. Since Seh, I have no limit for, we're going to go ahead and throw out the whole bath water. Everything's out. The whole cloud practice is out. And we've dash and reboot miyut. Now, just to reiterate, remember a million times, right? A klal pratu klal is, I don't know what's in this cup. I know I have a cup, I know what's in this cup. Comes something in the cup, it defines what's going to stay in the cup. The ribu miyat means everything's in there, and the miyat takes that something, one thing. Says the Gemara, Ella, you're right. Forget about the klal pratu klal. The way you know that Le'inyan Dalid Le'inyan Kefal by a regular ganif is learning out from a ribui mia ribut. That could Tana Rabbi Yishmael. It says Bamayim. So this imatzi timatzi guys is a ribui. It's a ribui miyat. Okay, so now we have a pasuk. The pasuk says, this pasuk is speaking about the parsha. It's in Vayikra Yud Aleph. It's pasuk Tes, and here's what the pasuk says. It's speaking about the kosher fish. It says, "Ezah tochlu mikol asher b'mayim." This is what you should, anything that's in the water. Kol asher lo yisnabir v'kaskeses. Anything that has fins and scales. B'mayim, b'yamu, b'ncholim, oisa techelu. Now the word mayim is, these are klolim. It says b'mayim is klolim. Now, so therefore, we're going to go ahead and make a drasha on the words b'mayim. Okay, says the Gemara, and then we're going to do the same thing with matzi timatzi. Ein zeh klal prat el ribu miyat. When it says it side by side, it's not a klal prat; it's a ribu miyat ribut. Ribu akol, anything that's in the water. My Rabbi kol mili. Ihachi kol hani prati lamali. So if you're telling me, fellas, that in matzi timatzi is a ribu, it's including everything. Why do I need shar chamar seh? Why do I need all these? Once you're getting off the klalu prato klal, why do I need all these? It says Gemara chad lemuti karka, chad lemuti avodim, the chad lemuti shtaris. Okay, so I have what? Shor karka, right? Avodim shtaris. That leaves me with what? That leaves me with chayim extra and geneva extra. Again, remember you got off the klalu prato klal. So shtaris, avodim, and karka. Good. Now, karka avodim shtaris. What do you do with the geneva and the chayim? Geneva v'chayim l'chiderav. Okay. Now this is interesting because this is really meruba. You begin the next daf, guys. This is when we talk about meruba yeshiva. It begins with this limud. This limud is going to be, we're going to mention it here, and then gufa the Gemara is going to get into it. What do I need for geneva v'chayim? For Rab's din damar achi lekeren ke'ein shegonav. Keren kein shagonav. Here's what I mean. Look at these words, guys. You steal something. When you stole it, it was worth $100. It went down in price. It's worth $50 when you're found. What do you pay? $150. And the answer is you pay $100. Why? Look at the words, guys. Geneva chayim. We want to return the Geneva achya. We want to give it life, the same life it had when you stole it, pashtus. So therefore, we're going to use the words Geneva v'chayim to teach me Rab's din, that you go after the ke'ein shegonav, what it was worth by the time when you stole it. Guys, you good? Okay. So right now, in answer to our question, going back to the beginning of the daf, how do you know that ganif pays kefil even on something that's not alive? Because we have a riboy. Timatze. Good. What do you do with the pratim over here? One is for karka, one's for avodim, one's for shtar, and two to teach me Rab's din of keren kein shagonav. You pay kein shagonav. Fred, now we have to go back to this. Now I don't know. Can you see this right now? Do you see this one, this pasuk or not? Right? You don't see it. Okay. I know what I have to do. I have to go back. I thought they were both on the screen. Now you see it, right? Now you see the pasuk, right? Good. Remember, how did we get into this from yesterday? Im himatze timatze aganif is speaking about either tiny tinus ganif or ganif. Im loy timatze, everyone is saying speaking tiny tinus ganif. Good. So now, ulamandi ama chad beganif, v'chad between tinus ganif, loy timandi ama. That pasuk vav is speaking about a ganif, and pasuk zayin is speaking 20 times ganif. The ganif atzmai nafkalei im yimatze haganif, and he learns out ganif itself from the pasuk im yimatze timatze, from yimatze my ganif atzmai. He learns out from im yimatze, right? He learns this is speaking about a ganif. Good. What does he do with the pasuk of yimatze timatze, fellas? What does he do with the pasuk? In other words, I knew. Guys outside, look at me. We needed Tanabei Chizkiah for the one who used these two psukim for Tainus Ganif. Yeah? That a Ganif himself pays kefil on everything, even things that are not alive. That was the man the Amma who used both for Tainus Ganif. Like the man the Amma who uses the first pasuk for Ganif Atzmo, then I don't need a pasuk to teach me that. I know it from this limud. So what does he do with the pasuk, Perik pasuk Gimel? What does he do with the pasuk that I can't get on the screen now because I'll lose this screen, right? What does he do with pasuk Gimel in Matzi to Matzi? Good, that's the kash. Ulmadi amachad beganif, achad betoyin tainis ganif, beganif atzmei nafkalem im yotzi aganif, hayim matzi timatzi my dar shebe, be boile lechide Rava bar Eloi. He used Rava Eloi. The Amar Rava bar Eloi. My time of the Rav, the Amar moide beknas yakach bo edem potter. That's the reason of Rav that if moide beknas and edem come after his potter, the chsiv emimatzi timatzi emimatzi beedim timatzi bidayonim prat lemashias atzmai. So guys, watch. Okay, I'm gonna do this, do this, do this. Can you see this pasuk? You see it? Okay, watch. Imhi matzi timatzi biyadai hageneva mishor chamar chaim shnayim mishalim. So what does he do with this pasuk? He teaches me the following: if you find it be'edim, meaning the Baal was not moida, he didn't come out and say anything, then timatze, you'll find him bidayonim that he'll pay kefil. Masha'en kain, if he's not found by edim, why? Because he himself, before the edim came, beat them to the punch and admitted his sin. Then he's not going to pay kefil. So this teaches me moida b'knas, you moida b'kefil, which is knas. The akach bo edim, then afterwards edim kam, that's your potter. That's your potter. That's what he uses it for. Okay. Says the Gemara, prat l'mashias atzmai. L'mad yama tshavaya b'toyin tainis ganiv. Now, like the Madiyama who says that both psukim that we mentioned before is speaking about in the Matzi Matzi B'Yadai. Where does he know this din from? Since he uses this din to teach me Ganef itself, right? That he's chayiv on everything, not just Balechayim. Where does he know is pata? You can see this, right? I'll call the Pesha. I'll show Chama says Salma. Kol avedis sheyoma kiuzer. Adal kim yovid vashneim asher yashin elahim. Whoever the dayan finds guilty will pay kefil. What happens if the dayan doesn't find him guilty because he himself admitted it? So that's where he learns it from. He learns it from there. For the Gemara, L'mandim echad beganim v'chaim toyin tainis ganim. I see me himatzi timatzi l'mashias atzmai that moed b'knas hayasher yishkin l'may darshi. What is he darshin it for? The Mandiam will learn the pasuk. For regular Moed B'Knas is Pata. In other words, if I only had one pasuk, I'd say Moed B'Knas V'Achar Bo Eidim is Chayev. So therefore, you need two pasukim. One to tell me Moed B'Knas is Pata, and one to tell me Moed B'Knas V'Achar Bo Eidim is Pata. Mandiyam Atravaya between Tanis Ganev Ksav Moed B'Knas V'Achar Bo Eidim Chayev. Mandiyam Einachanami says who uses the first pasuk between Tanis Ganev would say Moed B'Knas V'Achar Bo Eidim would be Chayev. Mandiyam Achad Beganev Achad between Tanis Ganev Nafle Ganev Mehosam. Teaches me Moed B'Knas V'Achar Bo Eidim is Pata. Avol Kol Hani Prati Lamali. Why do you need Shor Chamor Sevis Alma? The Tani B'Yishmael. Tani B'Yishmael. Kol Pasha Shinem of Nishnas. Lay Nishnas. In other words, that this Pasha is repeated of Shor Chamor Sevis Alma is only to teach me the one din that Moed B'Knas V'Achar Bo Eidim is Pata. Okay. Fred Gemara. Ve'ema Ganef Atzmei B'Shvua. Let's say the Ganef also pays kefil only B'Shvua. Let's say the Ganef Atzmei only pays kefil B'Shvua. Now we're going back. We have our limudim. Now, how do you know the Ganef Atzma only pays with Bishvua? You can't say that the Ganef would have to swear to pay kefil. The Tanya, Rabbi Yaakov Oimer, it says Shnayim. It says Shnayim Mishalim. Right? You pay double. Shalei Bishvua means you pay double without shvua. Atoy Mishlei Bishvua ain't el Bishvua. Maybe it only means with the shvua. Amir Loikach Chaya. It can't be Malakach Chaya. That it can't be. Amr Rabaya. Don't write it by the Ganef itself and learn it out from the Toyin Tainis Ganef. It came to his end the guy gave it him to watch, and he claims what? He claims that what it's stolen, and if he swore to that fact, he's going to pay kefil. Right? So let's learn it out from there. What's the problem? I feel shlei b'shvua. It must be what? That shlei b'shvua. Good. Now Rabbi obvious kasha. Don't I need imatzi timatzi biyada to teach me that it's found in his hand? Not only found in his hands, but even gargari karfifu minayin that's found in his rishus, not dafka his hand, but even his rishus. But in imatzi lahachi da'asa, you think it comes to teach me that what? But you're telling me what that in Himatze teaches me this whole limud what that to be marbe everything, right? I need it for drasha to teach me the following, right? We use Himatze Timatze for what? To teach me a ganef pays on everything, not just Baal Chaim, right? Fred the Gemara, how do you know it only comes to teach me that? I think I need it for something else. I need to teach me that if you find it in the jurisdiction of the ganef, only found in the hands. How do I know I find it on his gag? How do I find it in his chutzner? How do I find his karfif in his back lot? Minayin. So Fred the Gemara, how can I use Himatzi Timatzi to teach me, right? That teach me that a God is chayiv on everything, even that's not Bali Chayim. There's chayiv kefil on everything. And Cain, if it's only coming to teach me that in Himatzi Timatzi, lemakra oy himatze, use the same lashon. Oy timatzi, same lashon. In the Shani Kra, it says himatze timatze. It says a hey and a tough. Shma min atarti, we had two things. One, that you chayiv in his rishus wherever you find it. And two, that you chayiv even not just on what Baal Chai, you be chayiv on everything.
So where did we just refresh me? I think because we learned it already. Where do we learn if somebody steals from the shomer who's considered like the owner where's he chayiv? He wouldn't be chayiv to pay kefel. The ganav steals from a ganav.
Yeah, it says hagoyin even base the ish. Let me base the ganav.
Okay, so does it come into play? Matze timatze, that's not applicable to that case. Right. Okay. All right.
It makes the ish. Let me base the ganav. So again,
right. Okay.
In conclusion, just to give us a summary of everything, we had basically three psukim: Chav Beis Gimel, Vav, and Zayin, and we wanted to know. We began the sugya of Meruba that we know Daled Hey is not as comprehensive word as kefil, because kefil's in everything. Kefil's in everything, and Daled Hey is only in animals, and specifically Daled Hey. Where do we know that from? So we had this limud, two psukim. In Mimatzi Timatze is speaking about Toyin Tanis Ganev. Imloi Himatze speaking about Toyin Tanis Ganev. And it continues. Al Kol Devar Pesha. Kol is inclusive. So I learned out what a Toyin Tanis Ganev is chayiv in everything, even if it's not alive. Now, according to Mandi Amma, who says this pasuk is speaking about Ganev, and this is speaking by Toyin Tanis Ganev, so I know Toyin Tanis Ganev is in everything. How do I know that he's in everything? Now, why do we mean he's in everything? That he's in the parsha of Kefil? That makes no sense. Of course he's in the parsha of Kefil. I know he's in the parsha of Kefil from here, right? I know he's in the parsha of Kefil from here. In Mimatzi Timatzi Biyadei Haganeva, Misharach pay Kefil. So what's the answer? The answer to the question is, how do I know it's more than just Shar Chamor and Seh, which are all Bali Chayim? So what was the answer? And Mimatzi Timatzi is a ribui. It's ribui. Again, it includes everything. We had a lot of kashas to get to that, but it comes to include everything. And Mimatzi Timatzi is a ribui akol, that a ganif, this pasuk speaking about a ganif, and if you find it in his jurisdiction, what? You're going to be chayiv on everything. Rabbi, I need this pasuk to teach me if you find it in his hand. The Gemara asks it a little more comprehensively. How do you know you're not limited to hands? How do you know karfif, gagoy chatzei, right? How do you know all of those? How can you teach me two things? Because it says a hey and a tough. It won't teach me one thing. It said himatzei or timatzi. Why did you say two things to teach me two dinim? One, the halacha that ganef is chayiv on everything, not just bali chayim, and two, if it's found in this jurisdiction. So that is a summary of a very, very difficult daf.